Alrighty then. Hey guys, Vass here from Aussie RC Playground, and yes, I've got myself another car. Now this one here is the Vaterra Kemora. It's a 1/14 scale rally car. I know it's been around for a while, it's not a new product, but I couldn't resist the price that I found it at A-Main Hobbies. They had the Black Friday sales, which is something that I think goes on in America, I think after Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving. Forgive me, I'm not from there, so I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's the same thing like what we have here in Australia, which is the Boxing Day sales. So for those of you who don't know Boxing Day sales here in Oz, what happens is the 26th of December, which is after Christmas, in case you didn't know when Christmas was, they reopen the stores and they have all these crazy sales and people go nuts and buy all sorts of stuff. Now I don't know why they call it Boxing Day. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because people punch on during the sales. I really don't know. But you know, this was a really good deal. It was 120 bucks at A-Main, and I couldn't resist, even though it is an older product. I believe they're re-releasing these, because I have seen in some websites they've actually marked them as discontinued. So I think they're re-releasing them. And between you and I think they've got that AVC type of technology now, like the D-box type of thing for drifting. Yeah, I don't know, but that's the rumor going around. So the reason why I bought this guy, in case you haven't been following the channel, is you can see there's a whole bunch of rally cars on the shelf over there. We've got the HBI RS4 Micro, we've got the Latrax Rally, and we've got the Turnigy 1/16 scale Rally Extreme, I think it's called. So I decided to get myself a fourth, which is this guy here, and I'm going to put them all head to head and just see how they fare against each other. So like I've been doing in the past, I'm going to crack this guy open and then we'll come back and have a bit of a closer look at the car. Cutting zip ties is also much fun. Oink. Alright, so now I got everything out of the box. Let's have a bit of a closer look. I'm actually impressed with what I got, to be honest with you. Not so much with the manual. Looks really boring, kind of thick. It's probably in a variety of different languages. So we'll pop that aside and we'll get to that at a later stage. Now the remote, I have to say, this is probably one of the better equipped ready to run cars that I've seen in a long time. Check that out. It is the Spectrum DX2L. Now I know there's a bit of a love-hate relationship out there with Spectrum. Some people love them, some people hate them, I don't know. But the good thing with this guy, have a look at all the really nice adjustments and trimmings that you actually get with this guy. So quite a fair bit of information there and a fair bit of adjustments that you can do with this guy. So I'm actually quite impressed. Runs on 4 AA's, so that's really nice and neat. And I have to say, overall has a really good feel to it. The steering wheel feels really nice. Trigger's kind of light, but yeah, I'm quite impressed. Only a tiny little sort of little antenna there. Really impressed with the remote so far. In the box you also get a bunch of goodies. They give you a LiPo battery. Now this is pretty cool. Oh, sorry, it's not a LiPo, I beg your pardon. It is a 6-cell nickel metal hydrate. I thought it was LiPo for some reason. I'll try and hold him up there. There he is. So you get that guy. They give you batteries for the remote, so you get 4 AA's for your remote. Very cool. One of these little tools, but it feels plastic. I've got about 3 or 4 of these lying around, so I'm probably not going to need that one. Another bag of tools. There's some Allen keys in here, some looks like camber adjustment tools and so forth. So very well equipped. We've got a bit of a parts tree going on, a binding plug and a couple of spur gears in there. So the parts tree, really, it only has like spaces for the shocks. There's really not much else to that. And I believe down the bottom of the box, and it's quite stuck, might have to fast forward this. Alright, finally got him out. This, I believe, is a charger. I could be wrong, but I think it is. What else comes in a plain white box? A charger. Plug, and the charger itself is this guy right here. There we go. So pretty straightforward. It's a fairly simple charger. I'm probably going to use this one, to be honest with you, because the battery comes with these these different plugs. I use Dean's on all my gear, so I don't know, I might use them, maybe I'll swap them out, I don't know, but we'll see how we go. I know it takes quite a while to charge batteries with the ready to run chargers that usually come with RTR kits. So we'll just push this aside and let's move on to the main event, which is the car itself. Have a look at this guy. Very, very nicely detailed. I love the paint job on the body. Looks fantastic. Spin him around this way. You can see that there's a bit of a double wing going on here. Very, very nice. I tell you what, for $120, I'm very impressed with this. And check it out. There's actually a little driver in there. Now, that's not too bad. It's even got a little bit of a detail on the dash. So I'm actually going to pull the body off. And now they had the other one, which there's actually a different version to this, which is more of a desert kind of rally car. It's called the Kalahari, and they had it has a different body on it, different color scheme, and I think it sits up a little bit higher. This even comes with rear vision mirrors. That's pretty cool. Now that one, they actually had it for $100 plus your shipping costs, but I wanted to stick with the rally version. I didn't want to go for like the whole out desert thing, so I wanted to stick with something like this. So here's our little driver, and you can see that it actually has a cover that kind of keeps out a lot of debris. Now it does have some vents coming in through the front here, so as you're driving forward, you know, debris is still likely to sort of get in there, but it will keep a lot of that out. So have a look. He's got his little speed dials in there. Very, very cool. Rubber compound on the tyres. I'll see if I can get you guys a bit of a closer look at that tread pattern. I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out sort of off-road, but it looks kind of pretty cool. You know, the rubber's kind of soft. They feel okay. Really narrow. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, they look narrow to me. I could be wrong. The shocks look like aluminium shocks. And I'll try and get the camera to focus for us. The shocks look aluminium. They have preload spacers. They don't use threaded bodies. So there it is there. A couple of adjustment points on your shock towers as well. And there's a couple on the A-arms down the bottom as well, which is very cool. Rear bumper here. Looks like it's going to absorb quite a few impacts in case you do happen to do a few tumbles. Body posts look adjustable, which is a good thing. So you may not be able to see it, but there's actually a little Allen key screw or hex screw just in here, and you can adjust the body post, which is really nice. So plastic shock towers, but they do look very thick. Have a look at that. Very nicely done. Now all electronics on this are waterproof as well, so you can splash around you know, through the odd puddle and not be too worried about it. Also a couple of adjustment points here on your front shock tower and on the front A-arms. Nice little foam bumper at the front, really nicely trimmed. I must admit, very, very nice. It looks like it's all hex screws as well, so I can't see any Phillips heads anywhere as far as sort of looking around for it, but I can't really see anything. You got steel drive shafts just in there. You might be able to see them sort of sparkling in there, so that's kind of nice. There's also a little bit of a aluminium type of steering link in there between the two steering arms, so you can see that there. Now the only thing I've noticed is that there is no camber adjustment or toe adjustment on the front and rear, so these are all solid plastic pieces, but I'm pretty sure there's probably upgrades out there somewhere. And then you got these little sort of Nerf bars on the side just there that you can see. Chassis underneath, wow, check that out, it's got Vaterra written on it. That is very nice. Love the detail that they've gone into here. Really nice. I love the little contoured sort of design. The A-arms actually look really nice. They're kind of, you know, a little bit thick. Look quite impressive. So let's take the race car driver out of here. which is velcroed on. So we'll pull this out and let's have a bit of a peek inside the actual chassis itself. So here it is here. We have, oh, sorry, just looking at this for the first time. Okay, so you've got your ESC up the top. Battery trays along this side here, which comes with a couple of little clips. So there's one there and one there. And I like what they've done here. They've actually made the clips, hopefully you guys can see that okay. They've made the clips a little bit larger and they've got this great big loop on it. Makes it real easy to sort of grab onto and take the battery tray out. So really nice design there. Shaft driven all the way through. Hoping you guys can see the shaft just in there. And you've got a plastic upper deck all the way from front to back. On this side, flipping him around, you can see a steering servo here. Now this is a smaller steering servo than the norm. It's not a stock steering servo. And then you have, that's our little antenna there. And you can see that the receiver actually has these plugs that come out from the receiver, and that's where sort of everything plugs into to keep it all watertight. So hopefully you guys can see that just in there. So that's the little receiver box. And then we have our motor, which is a brushless motor. It is a 4500 kV Fuse branded motor, and then it sort of works onto your spur gear just in the back there, which it looks plastic to me. Now I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like there is a slipper clutch on the actual spur as well. There's actually a little nut tucked away in there. So hoping my finger is pointing to the right spot there on camera. But there is a little nut just in there that should allow you to adjust some of that slipper clutch in there, which is quite nice. So look, I'm going to say straight out, looking at it and first impressions, I really like the build quality that I'm looking at. It looks very solidly built. Motor mount is also metal. I don't know if you guys noticed that before, but the motor mount in here is actually metal, or it could be aluminium, but that's not a plastic motor mount that it looks like to me, and it's fairly thick as well. All hex hardware, really nice, sturdy plastic. Does have a little bit of flex to it, but for something this small, I'm not really too worried about it. It's quite light as well. Suspension wise, feels a little bit bouncy, but I suppose that's expected because it is quite a light car. You don't want to be stiffing this up too much because it's just going to bounce all over the place. Yeah, so I think suspension wise it's not too bad. It does look like it's sagging towards the rear, or it could be just me, my eyes. Looks like the front's kind of pointing upwards a bit, but I'll toy with that and maybe put in some spaces or something like that. I don't see, no, I was sort of looking to see if there was any height adjustment screws on the A-arms. They have another name, I forget it at the moment. But that's pretty much it, guys. You get your Spectrum remote, you get a little race car driver which doubles as a cover for all your electronics, which I think is very cool, and you get a pretty nicely looking body as well. Overall, first impressions, looking at this for the first time, I'm actually really happy with what I've got here, and it's very well equipped, and it only cost me a few dollars more than the Turnigy rally car that you see behind me, which only comes as a almost ready to run. It doesn't actually come with remotes or batteries or chargers or any sort of tools or spare parts. So for an extra $30 odd, actually it's a bit more than that, probably about $50 more, I got myself a full ready to run package with the Spectrum remote. Now, in case you're wondering, this car normally retails for about $289 on A-Main. So for me to pick it up for 120 bucks, I'm not complaining. Even if they did charge me, I think it was about 50 something dollars for postage. So that's pretty much it, guys. Done for another unboxing. I do have one more car coming very soon, which should be here the next few days, hopefully, which will probably be my last one for the year. So stay tuned for that. Thanks very much for watching. Please hit the like button if you like this video. And if you haven't already, guys, make sure you subscribe. And if you have subscribed, checks in the mail. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.